मला तरी Hello students, as a next part of electrostatics, today we will study the equilibrium of two suspended charges. First I will explain you the situation. See, this is a rigid support. From this common point we suspended two charges with the help of insulating threads of length L each, and in the equilibrium, suppose that mass of each sphere is m and the charge we are having is q. Then what we'll do, let me write this. Two identical, just I'll write here, equilibrium of two suspended charges. Two suspended charges or two hanged charges like this. There are two identical spheres. Two identical spheres, that means of same radius, are suspended from a common point, common fixed point. Okay, m is the mass of each sphere, q is charge on each sphere, and let us suppose rho is the density of spheres. This is the situation, and at equilibrium, means after rippling to a distance, let each string makes an angle theta with the vertical, and distance between two balls in equilibrium, let us suppose it is x. Okay, suspended from a common point with strings of length L. So this is the situation. Make a note of this. There are two identical spheres. They are suspended from a common point using two strings of length L each. Both the spheres are having a mass m, and both the spheres are having a charge q. Rho is the density of the sphere, and in equilibrium the distance between two strings is x, such that x is very less compared to L. See, this is the situation. What are the necessary equations that you have to write here? What are the possibly how the questions will be asked? After this we will solve some 4-5 examples of previous exams. Then we get an idea about what the equilibrium of suspended charges is. Then to start with, this is the situation I explained it. What is m? Mass of the each sphere. L is the length of each string. At the equilibrium, the distance between them is theta. See, the distance between these two balls at equilibrium. Okay, same diagram and draw it like this. This is the fixed common point. This is one charge. Then they are making an angle theta. This is the distance. Under equilibrium, this distance is x. Then each string is going to make an angle theta with the vertical. Then this is L, this is L, and this is x. Then what will be this? This half distance will be x by 2. Okay, this is x by 2, this is L. I can write this also. This part will be let us suppose this is O, this is A, this is B, this point is C. And can you write what is OC? OC is equal to L square minus this minus x by 2 whole square. Then I can write this as L square minus OC square is equal to L square minus this x square by 4. This is the situation. Okay. Then OC will be equal to root of L square. I can write this as 4L square minus x square. This divided by 4 will be there. Root of 4 will be 1 by 2. We will write this size like this. OC. Make a note of this. Then what are the possible forces acting on each other? Acting on these two spheres. See, these two spheres are separated to a distance x. By which force? Since they are having a charge q on each other, they will repel with a force which is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q into q square divided by x square. They are repelling each other. That means this is the direction of Coulomb's force, electrostatic force. This sphere will repel it like this along this direction, and this sphere will repel it like this along this direction. This is the Coulomb's electrostatic force, one force acting. Then what are the other forces acting on the string? See, acting on the sphere. See, I will write all the forces acting on this sphere. That side also you can write. What is this? mg, weight of the sphere. This is electrostatic force exerted by this charge. Followed? Understanding the situation? Then this is tension in the string, which can be again resolved into two components. This tension, this is angle theta. See, if I draw a vertical line here, this is also angle theta. Each string is making an angle theta with the vertical. So this is also theta. Then if this is theta, you can resolve the tension into two components. This is T cos theta and this is T sin theta. These are the possible forces acting on both the spheres. I mentioned all the forces here. See, in this direction which force is acting? Electrostatic force. In this direction weight of the sphere is acting. Then in this direction what is there? This is the tension in the string which I resolved into two components. It is already mentioned in the situation that the sphere is in equilibrium. The sphere is in equilibrium. That means for the sphere to be in equilibrium, net force must be 0. Net force acting on this sphere must be 0. That means these two forces should cancel each other. It means T sin theta must be equal to Fe and T cos theta must be equal to mg. See, for the sphere to be in equilibrium, what are the conditions? T sin theta must be equal to Fe. Fe stands for electrostatic force, or just simply you can take it as x, whose value we know 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is force? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q is Q square divided by x square. This is the force. If these two spheres are in air medium, the space between these two spheres will be air. If it is some other medium, then we know how to take the force. We will divide it by dielectric constant of the medium. That we will see later. This is T sin theta must be equal to F. Then T cos theta must be equal to mg. What are the possible quantities that we can calculate? This is first equation. This is first equation, it is second equation. Then if you divide these two equations, what will you get? T sin theta by T cos theta. T sin theta by T cos theta will be equal to what will you get? F by mg. Then this will be T cancel, sin by cos will be tan theta. Tan theta is equal to F by mg. Then to calculate theta, this is the formula that we are going to use. Tan theta is equal to, what is F? What is F? F is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q square divided by x square. This must be divided by mg. So we will write mg here. This means this is the formula we can use to find the value of theta. Then you see, what is the equation number 4? Geometrically, can you find theta from this situation? I told that x is very less compared to L, the distance in the equilibrium. For simple mathematics, I have taken this much x, but the fact is x is very less compared to L. Then what we can do? Geometrically, if I write tan theta, that tan theta will be opposite by adjacent. What is opposite here? BC. Adjacent is OC. Opposite by adjacent, OC. This will be equal to, what is opposite? This is x by 2 divided by, this is adjacent, OC. OC I have written earlier here. This will be half root of 4L square minus x square. Half of get cancelled. X divided by, then I will get root of 4L square minus x square. Then what I told you in the beginning, x is very less compared to L means you can neglect this x by approximation. Then I will get tan theta is equal to, this is x divided by, this will become 0, root of 4L square will be x by 2L. This is geometrical value of theta. This we got by dividing the forces. Then if you compare equation number 3 and 4, this is also tan theta, this is also tan theta. Make a note of this first. Pause the video and write for 2 minutes. Okay, you done? Now you see. On comparing these two equations, we will get an important relation here. What is the relation that we get is What is the relation between this charge and distance? Charge is q, distance is x. Then matching or equating these two, what we will get is x by 2l will be equal to, I can write this as force or F, then this will be q square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught mg, 4 pi epsilon naught mg divided by x. This 2l is constant, all these things are constant. Then how charge depends on the x value? Charge is directly proportional to, square of the charge is directly proportional to cube of the distance. Or you can write this is q directly proportional to x raised to 3 by 2. This is the relation between charge and distance. Charge and distance. Okay. Now, this we got. Followed this. Now what are the other possible? Suppose if these two spheres are in a medium, then slightly weight will change. Suppose for example, if I say these spheres which are suspended from a fixed point are immersed in a liquid of dielectric constant K, then force will change. Whether there will be any change in the weight of the liquid, earlier it was mg. Earlier what is the weight? Mg. Now when the liquid is, when this sphere is completely immersed in water, then its weight will change according to Archimedes principle. Its weight will change according to Archimedes principle. Whether we know Archimedes principle, what it says. See, first I will explain you. You know how to calculate the force in the medium. We know what is the force. If two spheres are immersed in a liquid of dielectric constant K and density rho. Now, what is force in medium? Force in the air was 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q into q square by x square. Force in medium, we know we will divide it by force in the medium will become force in air divided by dielectric constant. Then how this weight will change? Weight will change according to Archimedes principle. What is Archimedes principle? What is the apparent weight of a liquid inside the water? Inside a apparent weight of this body inside the liquid. See, first let us see how to calculate apparent weight. See, according to Archimedes principle, suppose you say a body is completely immersed in water or completely immersed in a liquid. Suppose this is the sphere. If it is immersed in what? Immersed in a liquid of some density rho L. Density, let us suppose rho L. What is rho? Density of this solid sphere. Rho L means density of the liquid in which it is immersed. What Archimedes principle says? Suppose inside the liquid, if its real weight is 10 Newton, its real weight is 10 Newton, say, its real weight is 10 Newton. If I lift it when it was inside the liquid, I feel that this is slightly less than its real weight. That means, I will suppose that when I lift it outside the when it is inside the liquid, while lifting, I feel that it is 7 Newton. That means it appears to be lighter than the actual weight. If I am feeling that it is 7 Newton, then what is that extra 3 Newton which will be acting on the body in the opposite direction? That we call it as buoyant force. See, when it was inside the liquid, when I lift it, it is appearing to be 7 Newton. Actually it is 10 Newton. That means another 3 Newton of buoyant force is supporting me. 3 Newton buoyant force is acting in the upward direction, and I feel that it is only 7 Newton, but actually it is 10 Newton. That means whenever a body is completely immersed or partially immersed in a liquid, some upward force will act on the body. That upward force is called as buoyant force. See, what is buoyant force? When the body is completely or partially immersed in a liquid, some upward force will act on the body. That upward force is called as buoyant force. If I say what is the real weight? Real weight is 10 Newton. What is my apparent weight? 7 Newton. It is appearing to be lighter than the actual weight. 7 Newton. Which additional force is supporting me? That is buoyant force. That means real weight is equal to apparent weight plus buoyant force. That means what is apparent weight? Apparent weight is equal to real weight minus buoyant force. Whatever I am feeling the weight, from that to that weight, if you add buoyant force, you will get real weight. That means what is apparent weight? Apparent weight is equal to real weight minus buoyant force. See, according to Archimedes principle, a buoyant force will act in the opposite direction. What do you mean by apparent weight? Apparent weight. How will you calculate apparent weight? Apparent weight is equal to real weight minus buoyant force. Real weight minus buoyant force. And the question comes, how to calculate the buoyant force? This you have studied in the first year. Buoyant force is calculated by using this formula. Actually, I will tell you, suppose buoyant force, according to Archimedes principle, buoyant force is equal to what? Buoyant force is equal to weight of liquid displaced by the body. When it is immersed in, buoyant force is equal to weight of liquid displaced by the body. That means after immersing inside the liquid, it is going to displace some water. See, suppose if I dip my hand in the liquid, if I insert my hand in a liquid, in a tub containing water, whatever the size of my hand is there, that much liquid will be displaced away. That means whatever the size, whatever the volume of this sphere is there, that much liquid will be moving aside. That means that much liquid is displaced by this sphere. How much liquid it is going to displace, that much upward force will act on this. Followed? See, an upward force acting on the body when it is immersed in a liquid is equal to what? Weight of the liquid displaced by the body. How much liquid it is displacing? Calculate the weight of that liquid, you will get buoyant force. Buoyant force is equal to what? Buoyant force is equal to weight of the liquid displaced. Then how to calculate the weight of liquid displaced? Weight of liquid displaced means mass of liquid displaced into acceleration due to gravity. See, weight is equal to mg. Weight of liquid means mass of the liquid into g. What is mass of the liquid? Mass of the liquid means density of the liquid into volume of the liquid displaced into g. How much liquid will be displaced? See, if I put this sphere inside water, inside a liquid, how much liquid will be displaced? It is going to displace a volume of liquid which is equal to volume of its own body. See, the liquid displaced by the body, or the volume of liquid displaced by the body will be equal to the volume of the body. See, if a ball of volume 100 cm cube, if it is immersed in water, how much liquid it will displace? It will displace a volume of liquid displaced is equal to volume of the body. How much liquid it is going to displace, it does not depend on its mass. It depends on its size. It may be made up of any material. If size is large, more amount of water will be displaced. If size is small, then less amount of water will be displaced. Volume of water displaced, volume of liquid displaced will be equal to volume of the body. Then this is equal to rho L into, instead of writing volume of liquid, I will write volume of the body, because I know that volume of liquid displaced is equal to volume of the body into G. Then this buoyant force will be equal to rho L into, what is volume of the body? Mass, density of the body is equal to what? Mass of the body divided by volume. Then volume of the body means mass by its density. Then I will write m by rho here into G. This implies that buoyant force is equal to rho L by rho into mg. Rho L by rho into mg. What is rho L? Density of the liquid. What is rho? Density of that solid body which is immersed inside the liquid. Then how will you calculate apparent weight? Apparent weight is equal to, we will take it as mg dash. Mg is real weight. Apparent weight is equal to real weight minus buoyant force. Real weight minus mg into rho L by rho. Then apparent weight is equal to, mg is common, 1 minus rho L by rho. You remember this, which will help you to solve some problems in the other chapters also. Whenever we come to the concept of Archimedes principle, this is how we will calculate the apparent weight of a liquid. Apparent weight means what? Real weight minus buoyant force. What is buoyant force? Buoyant force is nothing but weight of the liquid displaced. Weight of the liquid displaced means what? Mass of the liquid displaced into G. What is mass of the liquid displaced? Density into volume of the liquid. Volume of the liquid is equal to volume of the body, because volume of liquid displaced will be depending on the size of the body. Then volume of the liquid displaced is equal to volume of the body. Then we will write buoyant force is equal to this. Buoyant force is equal to this. Then apparent weight is equal to mg minus real weight minus buoyant force. This is how will you calculate apparent weight. Then you can calculate apparent. See, if you calculate this, if you cancel this m and m, you will give the effective acceleration due to gravity inside. Okay, to try to understand, this is the formula to calculate apparent weight. Then now can you calculate the theta when you see what is weight now? Mg into 1 minus rho L by rho. Other things will remain constant. This will be tension T. This is again angle, and this angle also will not change much. If it is angle remains same, if this angle remains same, then I can write all equations. This will be T cos theta, this will be T sin theta, this will be F, like this. Now the force will change. Force between these two will not be same as this situation, because now medium is there between. Force is changed. Then what is T sin theta is equal to force in medium Then how will you calculate angle in medium? See, tan theta is equal to I have written F by mg. Here I will write F medium divided by, instead of writing mg I will write mg dash here. Otherwise again you can write this. What is T sin theta is? T sin theta is equal to how much? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught k for medium. Then this is q square divided by, distance is same, x square. Then T cos theta will be equal to not mg now. T cos theta is equal to mg dash. What is mg dash? Mg dash is 1 minus rho L by rho. Then if you calculate tan theta is equal to, what I will get? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught k q square by, this is mg, into 1 minus rho L by rho. In some of the previous exams, it was mentioned in some few questions depending on this concept, that when these two spheres are immersed in a liquid of density rho and dielectric constant k, density is rho L and dielectric constant k, then what is rho? Density of the solid. In some questions based on this concept, it was mentioned that after immersing into the liquid, suppose that if angle does not change, angle does not change means angle here will be equal to angle here. Then if you assume that angle is not changing after immersing these two spheres inside the liquid, then you can come to an important formula. See, if angle does not change when two spheres are immersed in liquid, that means angle in air medium will be equal to angle in the liquid. What is that angle? Earlier angle, tan theta is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught mg q square by x square. What is the angle in medium? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught k. Then this will be q square divided by mg into 1 minus rho L by rho. If we cancel all the things, here 1 will remain, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by x square. Here also x square will come. This distance I will write this divided by x square here. X square q square by x square cancels. Then what will remain? That side you have 1 by k. This is rho minus rho L. Rho minus rho L divided by rho is there. That I will take to numerator, will be equal to only 1 will remain this side, which implies that k into rho minus rho L is equal to rho. This is cross multiplying. Then what will get? Dielectric constant is equal to rho divided by rho minus rho L. What is rho? Density of this solid body. What is rho L? Density of this liquid. Only in terms of density you can calculate dielectric constant value, provided if angle remains same, angle does not change. Or you can see what is this k? Remember it very easily. Density of solid divided by density of solid minus density of liquid. If angle remains same, in case of two suspended charges, if the medium is changed, after changing the medium, if angle remains same, if it is mentioned in the question that angle does not change, then you can calculate rho easily by using this formula. Density solid divided by density solid minus density liquid. Okay. Once it was asked in a previous question, it is given that density of solid will be mentioned and density of liquid will be mentioned, and it is also mentioned in the question that angle does not change. Calculate the dielectric or dielectric constant of that liquid is. Okay. Now we will solve some problems depending on this concept whatever we studied now. Right from the beginning, what are the equations are written. Once you revise them, now we will solve some few questions. See, this is the two suspended charges, two identical balls are suspended. Length is L. Each string is making an angle theta with the vertical. It is given in the question itself like this. Two identical balls, example number 1, are suspended from a fixed point using the strings of length L. In equilibrium, charges are Q and Q. It can be mentioned in the question. Mass is M and mass is M. Each sphere has a charge Q and mass M. In equilibrium, each string makes an angle theta with vertical. If length of the string is increased, then the value of theta increases, decreases, remains same, or it depends on some medium. What happens to length AC? Whatever the concept I have explained till now, in that equations, in those equations, anywhere is it possible to get the solution of this equation, solution of this question? See, if length of the string is increased, what happens to the value of theta? They ask. Search in those equations where we have mentioned the relation between length and theta, L and theta. Search it, search it. Whether theta remains same, theta is decrease, or you can say one more option also you can take. Like this, cannot say. Some competitive books, this question is there already. Anywhere we mentioned the relation between theta and length. In the beginning only I told how to calculate this tan theta geometrically. Tan theta is equal to what? X by 2L. What is the relation between theta and L? Inversely proportional. If length is increased, theta must be decreased. Very simple, decreases. Okay. Another few questions we'll solve where we'll use the concept that we have studied. Okay. Tan theta is equal to what? Tan theta is x by 2L. Make a note of this question. Okay. Same situation is there. Two spheres has a charge q and mass m. In equilibrium, each string makes an angle theta with the vertical. Okay. The distance between two spheres will be, like for example, one will be q square L square divided by 2 epsilon naught mg raised to half. Second, q square L. Q is the charge on each sphere. Here I have written small q, take it as capital Q in the option capital Q's. Then q square L 2 pi epsilon naught mg raised to 1 by 3. Then this is q square L divided by epsilon naught mg. Fourth option is QL divided by 2 pi epsilon naught mg. What we have to find? In the equilibrium, we have to find length of this distance between these two charges. In the equilibrium, what is this distance? How to find it? We know what is the distance, how to calculate. In options you observe, it is calculated by taking Coulomb's law into account, because q square by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by r is. If I want to find theta, if I want to find distance, see what is the angle x by 2l. This is equal to what is a tan theta we calculated like this, f by mg. These both will be equal because tan theta is equal to f by mg is there in the beginning you observe, and tan theta is equal to x by 2l is there. Then if I want to find this x, I should substitute q here. Then this will be x by 2l is equal to what is f? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by x square into mg. Then x by 2l is there. This will be 2 2s are 2 1s are. Then this x will come here. This L will go this side. This will be which implies x cube. X cube is equal to, what is this? X cube is equal to, this L will go this side, I will take it as capital Q, Q square L divided by 2 cancelled, then 2 pi epsilon naught mg. X cube is equal to Q square L divided by 2. What is x now? This much. X is equal to Q square L divided by 2 pi epsilon naught mg raised to half. Raised to 1 by 3. Followed? Very simple question. See, another question we solve based on this only. Now we will write directly question. Let us suppose, I will not make any options now. See, this is the fixed point. Two spheres are suspended like this, and it is given that this angle is 60 and length of each string is 1 meter. Length of each string is 1 meter, and in the equilibrium they are separated by distance x. Then what they asked is, suppose if Q is equal to 10 microcoulombs, a charge of 10 microcoulombs is present on each sphere, 10 microcoulombs, whatever may be the distance. So let us suppose this distance is x. Then what they asked you to calculate is, find tension in the string. Make a note question. Make a note of question, situation, what they ask you to calculate, that also will find it. What are the other quantities given? Once I will check it. Length of the string is 1 meter each, charge is 10 microcoulomb, and the distance it's not given, angle is 60 degree. What we have to find is tension. How to find the tension in the string? See, in the beginning only we have written the equation. What is T sin theta is equal to? T sin theta is equal to F. One equation. Another equation we have written T cos theta is equal to mg. To find tension, this is the better equation now, because in this equation T cos theta is equal to mg, mass of the sphere is there. We don't have mass of the sphere, just we have length of the string and the charges. By using the length of this string, you can find this distance x. You can find this distance x. Once if you are able to find this distance, then you can find the force. I can write this as only T sin theta is equal to F. Here T sin theta is equal to, what is F? F is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by x square. Then can you find the value of x here? See, this is, if you take this divide into angle bisector, this angle will be 30 degree. Then this side is x by 2. And if I write opposite by hypotenuse, that means sin 30 is equal to, what is opposite? X by 2. Hypotenuse is length, which is equal to 1 meter. I can write x by 2 is equal to sin 30 is 1 by 2, which implies x is also equal to 1 meter. Then if you find the value of x, it is very easy to find the value of force. This is T. What is sin theta? Sin 30. Sin 30 means it is half is equal to, what is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught? 9 into 10 raised to 9. Q square means what? Q is equal to 10 microcoulombs. This is 10 into 10 raised to minus 6. It is 10 raised to minus 5. 10 raised to minus 5 whole square will be 10 raised to minus 10 divided by x square means 1 square, which is equal to, T is equal to 2 into, this 2 will go this side, 2 into 9 will be 18, 18 into 10 to the power minus 1, which is equal to 1.8 Newton. Follow this. This is how we can find the tension. If both are given, F is also there, mg is also there, then you can take tension away. T sin theta is equal to, we have mg, sorry, F. T cos theta is equal to, we have mg. Then squaring and adding these two equation, what I will get? T square is equal to F square plus mg whole square. T is equal to root of F square plus mg square. If both are given, you can use this equation. Only mass, only force is given, x we have calculated, then we took this equation, T sin theta is equal to F. This is another example. See, two identical spheres each having a charge Q and mass M are suspended from a common point using two strings. Okay. In the equilibrium, the two spheres are two strings. I can say if length L also. The spheres are separated to a distance x such that x is very less compared to L. Okay. Then a situation is mentioned. What is that is? It is also one previous exam question. Because of mutual repulsion, they are separated to a distance x. Then the charge begins to leak from both the spheres at a constant rate. As a result, the spheres approach each other with a velocity v. Then as a function of distance x between them, v is directly proportional to x raised to minus half, v is directly proportional to x raised to minus 1, v is directly proportional to x raised to plus half. Then fourth option, v is directly proportional to x. We ask you how the velocity depends on, see, right, velocity depends on distance between them. As a function of distance, see, this is suspended point, this distance is x, both are having some charges q. If the charge begins to leak from each spheres, because of charge they are repelled to a distance x. Because of the charges present on the two spheres, they are repelled to a distance x. If magnitude of the charges starts decreasing, because if charge starts to leak from both the spheres at a constant rate, that means dq by dt is constant here. That means rate of loss of charge due to the leak, which is equal to constant. Rate of loss of charge means dq by dt is equal to constant, minus, that means they are losing the charges. If charge begins to leak from both the spheres to the surrounding, then magnitude of the charges will decrease. If magnitude of the charges will decrease, means they start approaching towards each other. If they start approaching towards each other with a velocity v, then what they are asking is this velocity, how it depends on this distance. As a function of distance, how it changes, velocity changes. See, one thing you remember, dq by dt is constant. Charge begins to leak from both the spheres at a constant rate. That means dq by dt is constant. See, in the third equation we will study that what is the relation, fifth point I have written while explaining the concept. Fifth point you see, what is the relation between charge and distance. See, x square is equal q square is equal to x cube was there. That means q is directly proportional to x raised to 3 by 2 is there. Then if you differentiate this with respect to x, with respect to t, then you will get dq by dt is directly proportional to, what is this? A constant also you can write, just you write, this is constant. I can write a constant here also while differentiating, or write like this, q square is equal to some constant into x raised to 3 by 2. q is equal to this much. This is constant. Then if you differentiate with respect to t, you will get dq by dt is equal to, this constant will be as it is, x raised to 3 by 2 differentiated with respect to t, what will you get? You will get 3 by 2, x raised to 3 by 2 minus 1, it will be half, into dx by dt. Understood? See, like once. That is, full space will use. Q square is equal to some constant into x raised to 3 by 2. Q is equal to. Then this will be dq by dt is equal to some constant into 3 by 2 into, this will be x raised to half into dx by dt. Follow this? X raised to n formula. This is n into x raised to n minus 1. Differentiation of x with respect to t is dx by dt. Now this is dq by dt, they have given that it is constant. This constant divided by this entire thing will be constant. That means this dx by dt will be v into x raised to half is equal to constant, v into x raised to half, this entire term, this is constant, this constant divided by this constant will be whole, it is equal to constant. Then v will be proportional to 1 by x raised to half. That means v is directly proportional to x raised to minus half. This is the equation. Okay, these are the few examples based on this concept. In the next video, we will study continuous charge distribution and force due to continuous charge distribution. After that, we can move to the electric field. Okay, thank you.